was 2-love down in the opening set. She roared to victory at Queen's Club. Her first win at these championships for the loss of just 5 games. It's Eala who moves through to a second round meeting with her friend Iva Jovic. First win on grass since Eastbourne last summer. Her grass court swing off and running big time.
She walked onto that court and nobody in the crowd knew what they were about to witness. Not the commentators, not the cameras, not the opponent standing on the other side of the net. A professional who had been competing on the WTA Tour for over a decade, who had beaten top 10 players, who had survived pressure in Grand Slam quarterfinals and knew exactly what it felt like when a match turned against her. Nobody knew. But here's the thing about Alex Eala in the summer of 2026. She knew. And that quiet certainty, that internal stillness that exists completely independent of crowd noise and occasion and what the scoreboard says, is precisely what makes watching her right now feel almost unsettling. Because there is a specific kind of danger in a player who does not need to announce herself, who does not need the moment to feel big in order to rise to it, who does not need the noise, the crowd, the weight of the occasion to locate something inside herself that most players spend entire careers searching for.
She just walks out,
bounces the ball twice,
and starts dismantling you.
That is what happened on Court 1 in London. Down 0-2 in the opening set, she roared through to a 6-3, 6-2 victory, her first win at Queen's Club, achieved for the loss of just 5 games total. But the score is the least interesting part of what happened. To understand why this performance was so jarring, so almost unnerving in its precision, you have to go back, not to the beginning of the match, but to a single question nobody was asking before the first ball was even struck. What does a player look like right before she breaks through to a completely different level? Because that is what we were watching. Not a win. A transformation happening in real time, point by point, game by game, in front of an audience that only gradually began to understand what it was seeing. The serve, where the story actually begins, 44 first serves. That is how many Eala put into the box across the entire match. 44 times she stood at the baseline, tossed the ball into the London sky, and committed. No hesitation.
No second-guessing.
Just intention, execution, and then consequence. And out of those 44, she won 30 points. 68%. Sit with that number for a moment, not as a statistic, but as an experience. Because on a grass court against a veteran returner, a 68% first serve points won rate is not a technical achievement. It is psychological warfare. When your first serve is going in at that rate, your opponent cannot breathe,
cannot plan,
cannot set up her return position with any real confidence because she does not know which version of the serve is coming. The wide kick, the body jam, the flat delivery down the tee at angles a left-hander generates that a right-hander simply cannot replicate. Every single service game, Zhang Shuai was standing at the baseline with that number running somewhere in the back of her mind. And the question she could not answer, the question that erodes a player across the length of a match the way water erodes stone, was this: is this the point it goes in? Or is this the point I finally get something I can work with? That uncertainty is exhausting. And it compounds. But here is what makes it genuinely troubling. The second serve. On grass, the second serve is where players get exposed. The surface is fast. The bounce stays low. If your second delivery carries even a trace of hesitation, a good returner will step in, take it early, and flip the entire dynamic of the point before you have finished your service motion. It is a trap that swallows players who are not fully committed to their game on this surface.
Eala did not just avoid the trap.
She turned it into another weapon. 10 points won from 18 second serve opportunities. 55%. More than half the time her second serve landed, she walked away with the point. Think about what that does to an opponent's head. Zhang could not even take comfort in surviving to the second serve, because the second serve was almost as dangerous as the first. And beneath all of this, 3 aces. 1 double fault. The entire match. 1 moment of hesitation against a sustained wall of controlled aggression. That contrast, that almost eerie cleanliness, is what begins to tell you this performance was not built on adrenaline or emotion or the particular energy that comes from a big occasion. It was built on something colder and more durable. Precision. Preparation. The kind of calm that only exists in a player who has done the work so completely that the match itself feels almost like a formality. Zhang's numbers. The part everyone missed. Most people look at a one-sided scoreline and assume the losing player fell apart. They move on. They file the match away. That is exactly where they missed the most important part of this story. Zhang Shuai hit 2 aces. 1 double fault. She got 46 first serves in, actually slightly more than Eala's 44. These are not bad numbers. For a professional at this level, these are respectable numbers. Zhang was not collapsing mechanically. She was not unraveling. She was doing her job, putting the ball in the box, generating pace, creating the conditions she needed to compete. And yet, she won just 22 service points across the entire match. Eala won 40. 40-22. That gap is not a statistic. That is a story. The story of one player making every service game feel both comfortable and dangerous, and another player winning the technical battle of getting serves in, but losing the war of everything that happened immediately after. Zhang could get the serve in. She simply could not get the point. And the reason she could not get the point leads us directly to the most quietly devastating part of Eala's game right now. The return. Designing the match before it develops the return is the most intellectually demanding shot in tennis. It requires you to read spin, pace, and direction simultaneously. Make a split-second decision about court positioning. Commit to a swing path. And then execute with enough quality to either seize control of the point immediately or, at minimum, neutralize what your opponent just delivered at you. All of this in roughly half a second. Most professionals at this level are satisfied to put the return in play and begin the rally from neutral. That is the standard. That is what the tour looks like at this level on this surface. Eala was not doing that. She was reading Zhang's serve early, visibly early. You could see it in her split-step timing, in the way she was already leaning slightly before the ball had fully crossed the net. And she was driving the return back deep with pace, with direction, forcing Zhang into a defensive posture from the very first ball of every rally. She was not hoping for something to work with. She was engineering the worst possible situation for Zhang from the opening shot of every single point on Zhang's serve. That is a different tier of tennis intelligence. That is a player who is not reacting to the match but actively designing it, controlling the architecture of every point before it has developed into anything recognizable as a rally. Combine that return with what she was producing on her own serve, and the final scoreline of 6-3, 6-2 stops looking like a good result and starts looking like something close to inevitable. The break points, where good performances become legendary, one's 12 break point opportunities. That is how many times Eala arrived at the moment where a single point could change a game. She converted 5. 42%.
On grass.
At WTA 500 level. Against a player who has spent over a decade developing the survival instincts that professionals build precisely for moments like these. 42% break point conversion is elite. That is the number that shows up in the statistics of players who win tournaments.
Who go deep in slams.
Who come through when the margins are thinnest and the pressure is highest. Now, the contrast. Zhang had 7 break point opportunities. 7 chances to breathe life back into a match that was slowly, steadily tightening around her. She converted 2. 28%. But here, and this is the part that nobody is talking about enough, here is what makes those 2 breaks almost irrelevant in the larger story of the match. Both times Zhang broke through, Eala broke straight back. Every single time Zhang had a moment of momentum, a flash of belief, a reason to think the match was still alive, Eala responded immediately, relentlessly, without panic, without any visible change in demeanor, without any sign whatsoever that she had registered the break as something requiring a different approach or a higher gear or an emotional response of any kind. She just kept playing her game, kept applying the same quality of pressure, kept trusting the same patterns that had been working all match, and she broke back both times.
You cannot teach that.
What Eala displayed in those moments is something rarer and more valuable than any stroke in the game. It was composure at the exact moment composure is hardest to locate, when the match is slipping, when the opponent finds her footing, when the crowd shifts even fractionally toward the other side of the net. The overwhelming human instinct in those moments is to protect what you have, to tighten, to play slightly safer, to give yourself margin against the possibility of things going wrong. Eala did the opposite. She opened up. She went bigger. She trusted herself more in the moments that demanded the most from her. 10 consecutive points, a psychological event. Now, let us talk about the streak. Because this is where everything crystallized. Where the match stopped being about statistics and became something you could actually feel through the screen. 10 consecutive points. 10 points in a row at the WTA level against a professional who has spent her entire career learning how to survive exactly this kind of pressure. 10 points without offering Zhang a single moment of relief. A single opportunity to reset. A single point on which she could stand and say, okay, I am still here. I can still find a way back. It is worth stopping to genuinely picture what that feels like from the other side of the net. Every time you step up to receive, you lose the point. Every time you step up to serve, you lose the point. Every rally feels like it is running against you before it has properly begun. Every decision you make, down the line, cross court, come forward, stay back, feels like the wrong one before you have even committed to it. And the player on the other side of the net is not making mistakes. She is not giving you anything. She is just there, completely composed, completely in control, completely unbothered by the weight of what is accumulating. That is what 10 consecutive points feels like to the player absorbing them. It is not a score line. It is a psychological event. It is the exact moment a match breaks and does not come back together. Eala went on a run of 4 consecutive games as part of that stretch. And during that period, you could physically see Zhang changing. Her movement slowed by a fraction, not from fatigue, but from something heavier than fatigue. Her shot selection drifted toward safety,
Toward margin.
toward the kind of defensive tennis that feels like survival rather than competition. And on grass, when you start playing for survival, when you start blocking the ball back instead of driving it, when you start hoping your opponent makes an error instead of creating your own opportunities, that is the end. Because grass punishes passivity instantly and completely. The fast surface converts every short or neutral ball into a gift. A gift that Eala, playing with the timing and confidence she carried through that entire match, was never going to leave on the table. She took every single one. What makes this genuinely alarming, Zhang is not a pushover here, is the thing that keeps pulling at me when I go back through this match. Zhang Shuai is 37 years old. She has been a professional since before Eala was close to turning pro. She has beaten top 10 players. She has competed in Grand Slam quarterfinals. She has a decade and a half of survival instincts and tactical intelligence that most players never develop no matter how long they play. She reached 7 break-point opportunities, which means she was reading the match. She was creating pressure. She was trying to engineer a way back in. Her first serve percentage was holding. She was doing real, genuine damage in places. And it still ended 6-3, 6-2. That is the part that should stop you. Not the score itself, but what the score represents. The distance between a veteran who competed with everything she had and a player who made her look like she was in trouble from almost the very first game of the match. That distance is Alex Eala right now. That gap between trying hard and making it look effortless is what we are watching open up in real time on the grass courts of London. And the Queen's Club draw has not seen anything yet, because she has moved through to the second round. The draw gets harder from here. The opponents are ranked higher, serve bigger, move better, think faster under pressure. The crowds will be larger, the moments heavier, the margins thinner. And the question that has been sitting quietly underneath this entire performance, patient, unhurried, waiting, finally rises to the surface. What happens when Eala faces someone who can push back? The second round will start to answer that. Her next opponent is her friend, Iva Jovic. The grass season is running. The Wimbledon countdown is active. The form is real, the momentum is building, and a player who once walked onto grass courts hoping to compete is now walking onto them expecting to win. There is a difference, a significant one, and the entire draw can feel it. First win at Queen's Club. 5 games dropped. 10 consecutive points that broke a veteran in two. Laban, Alex. The grass court swing is off and running. Big time.